I love her so much, I don't want to lose her. But I'm sitting watching my wife dying in pain. I don't want to do it, I can't do it. I can't hurt you. All of a sudden she turned grey and she looked nothing like my wife, and I can't get that out of my mind.
So David, thank you so much for joining us here today after 19 months in Nicosia prison. And I'd like to begin really by asking you how you first met Janice.
It was on April the 1st, 1966 when I met her, because her birthday was on the 30th of March and mine's not on May, so she was a year and a few months older than me. But anyway, we went to the local pub, and upstairs they had the dancing, you know. Went down with my mates and they said, oh, we'll go upstairs. I said, okay. So I went upstairs and I sat down in this chair, no bag on, no nothing. And she came across and she says, that's my seat. I says, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, she says, never mind, come on, let me dance. And she grabbed us. And we've been together ever since. I went back and I told my mother, I says, I've just met this girl. And I says, she's absolutely stunning. I says, she's beautiful. 57 years, 3.5, 4 year courting, 53 married. Don't regret a bit.
Tell me more about your life together.
She's so enthusiastic, you know. When she's wanting to do something, she used to throw herself all into it, you know. Like when we came here, we would have at a party, a barbecue, and this old lady was speaking to her. And the next day she says, I didn't understand a word. She said, I'm going to learn to speak Greek. So she phoned this tutor. She learned to speak Greek, she learned to read it, and she learned to write it.
And when did Leslie come along? Tell me more about your relationship with your daughter.
Well, we'd lost 2 boys earlier. Hank was stillborn, you know, and we were advised not to try for another one by the doctor. And then all of a sudden she told the doctor, she says, I'm expecting. He says, no, you can't be. She says, I know my body, I'm expecting. Anyway, we had Leslie, first girl, and since I've been in prison, it's been her that's kept us going. You know, when I was in prison, I never thought about suicide again. Once I spoke to my daughter, I realised how selfish I'd been to her.
You've said before in court that Janice begged you to help her end her life. Can you tell me what she said and when that started?
That put the blood transfusion between her fingers. Her hand was turned purple and right away up to my elbow, and it was purple, and it was so painful, she said. She says, I want you to help me. I says, no, don't bring it up. I says, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I can't hurt you. But she was asking more and more. I love her so much, I don't want to lose her. But I'm sitting watching my wife dying in pain.
Now, I understand this is a very difficult question, but can you tell me about the day she died?
She asked me to make a cup of coffee for her. So I got up and made the cup of coffee. I always use the microwave and just milk. It takes about 2 minutes. I turned around and she was crying her eyes out. Crying, you know, the tears were flooding down. And my mind just snapped. I'd never thought how I was going to do it because I had no intention. All of a sudden she turned grey and her head flopped, and I heard her like a gurgle, and I knew that was the last she was gone. And she looked nothing like my wife, and I can't get that out of my mind. I went and got the drink. I had some brandy now, I had a full bottle of brandy. I took every tablet I could find in the house, and I thought, if I drink a full bottle, it'll probably help me. And I had some water to drink.
And what happened next? I understand you called your brother quite soon after.
I called my brother, but I didn't know it at the time. We were very close, and I wanted to speak to him for one last time. My brother must have contacted the police. They pulled him to Manchester, I think. They tried to talk me out of committing suicide, but by then I'd already taken the tablets and I'd already taken the brandy. So I can't remember a thing. Well, I was arrested and taken straight to hospital, the general hospital. And they said they pumped me out, and I can't remember it. I honestly, he said I was struggling, fighting them. Eventually I gave in, but I can't remember it. I just remember them coming in, sitting me up, and they put their hands on my back and pulling my shirt off and t-shirt, hide the blankets back, pulling my pants off. He says forensics, and that's all he said, but he could have, I was even still chained when he was there. I was saying, with him, I'm chained, you can't get them off, Once they took me out of there, they took me straight to the Paphos jail, and I was in a cell by myself. And this guy says, okay, I'm sending you to the mental hospital. It's okay. I'm at this time, I'm just not caring. I was past caring what happened to me. The next thing I know, I'm in the car away to Nicosia. When I was sleeping in the prison, all it was a plastic blue mattress. I had nothing to cool myself, and it was in December. I was freezing. I remember they took me into this hole to have some supper, and it was full of all prisoners. I hope some funny-looking guys there because absolutely crazy.
Now, obviously, you endured a lengthy trial before you had your verdict. Can you tell me what the worst part of the trial was for you?
The prosecutor was cross-examining me. He was saying things I didn't like. One time he said it's the most horrible death anybody could wish for. I loved her so much. And that was why I did it. People would say, how can you do that to your wife? You love her so much. I don't know. But I loved her so much. I didn't like to suffer.
You were able to visit Janice's grave for the first time and pay your respects earlier today. What was that like?
I was pleased to go there today to see her. I've got to sort the grave out properly, when I get myself sorted. It's horrible to watch your wife dying and you can't do nothing about it.